Hello everybody, Mr. Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online. In the last episode, we went ahead and ran the hard mode versions of Ifrit, Garuda, and Titan. Got all three of those cleared out so that we can proceed on with the main story quest line. Where we are now into the 2.5 patch, because I don't know if I ever explained this, but the 2.0 was A Realm Reborn, when it first re-released after the debacle of the original version of Final Fantasy XIV, which is basically 1.0, and 2.0 is A Realm Reborn, and then that leads up to the Ultima Weapon battle, and then you have the various content patches that came out 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, and we're now in 2.5, which is the last one before the release of the Heavensward expansion, which begins 3.0. So, we are ready to proceed through this last group of main story quests until we get to Heavensward. So let's go ahead and get it started. Alright, Minfilia is considering which of her many responsibilities demands her utmost attention. I am most eager to address the Ascian threat. However, we dare not neglect our other pressing concerns. We both know full well that Saint Shiva will not be the last primal we face, and our relationship with Ishgard is still tenuous at best. To think of the resolution of the primal threat was once the sole priority of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Some days I wonder if it was wise for us to take on so many other responsibilities. Lest you forget, Antecedent, the Scions need not shoulder the burden alone. Were not the Crystal Braves established for this very reason? True, we are presented with a multitude of problems. However, we have all the resources we need to address them in turn. Ayame, in particular, is ever a steadying hand, who I trust will continue to support the Braves. To what do we owe the pleasure? Have there been further developments regarding the situation on Ul'dah? As expected, the Immortal Flames have been struggling to cope with the revelation that one of their highest-ranking officers was a Garlean agent. Suffice it to say, Teleji Adeleji and his monetarist ilk have wasted no time in attempting to turn the situation to their advantage. Coupled with ongoing unrest, the Flames are finding themselves hard-pressed. Plainly, General Raudbon needs our help, and I will direct the Crystal Braves to offer what support they can. If I am to stay abreast of the latest developments and issue effective orders, however, I cannot afford to waste time traveling back and forth. And so, for the foreseeable future, I think it would be for the best if I were to remain in Ul'dah, unless you have an objection. None whatsoever. We have matters here well in hand. Moonbreeda's research is proceeding as planned. So she tells me, though I am not familiar with the details. Eorzea is poring over his tomes at the Waking Sands, and the others are contributing in their own ways. Alas, the key problem, how to form an ethereal blade at will, remains unsolved. Nevertheless, it is only a matter of time. Ayame, while we focus on that task, mayhap you could assist Alphino and his Braves with theirs? It would do much to restore faith in the Immortal Flames if the Warrior of Light was seen working on their behalf. Never forget that your esteemed status allows you to act in ways that those more tightly bound to organizations and nations cannot. As ever, I implore you to do so. Not that your response was ever in doubt, but I humbly thank you once more for aiding our cause. Now then, there are preparations I must attend to before my departure, such as receiving Riol's latest report. He has proven to be quite skilled at gathering information others wish kept secret, hence why I placed him under my direct command and ordered him to investigate the Ul'dah riots. When you are finished here, join me outside. Depending on what he has to say, I may soon have a favor to ask. If there are any developments on our front, I shall inform you at once in the usual fashion. Alright, so we head on out and we speak with Real and see what information he has. Apparently he is an effective spy master. Pleasure as always, Ayame. You'll be escorting the commander of the Ulda, I take it. Actually, I had another task in mind for her. If you would be so kind as to repeat your report for her benefit. Right then. Me and mine have been making inquiries into the source of the weapons what found their way into refugee hands a ways back. So happens we caught wind of something promising, a rather large purchase of sharp and pointed things held by a black marketer holed up in Highbridge. I doubt that this man would have secured such a quantity of weapons if he did not already have clients waiting. Clients that, for whatever reason, would prefer that for his transactions to remain secret. Brings to mind that merchant what caught an arrow while talking to Ayame, don't it? Generous fellow he was, doling out swords and spears to the downtrodden and disgruntled. It isn't to say that these clients have the same mischief in mind, but if you want to be sure, might be prudent to intervene before they collect their goods, savvy? Seizing the weapons before they fall into the wrong hands would be for the best. However, if we strike at the appointed hour, we might capture the black marketer as well as his clients. What say you, Ayame? Sounds good. Then it is settled. Rendezvous with Captain Ilbert at Highbridge and intervene when the exchange takes place. Now then, if you would excuse me, I must leave for Ulda. I expect good tidings. Alright, we're going to head out to Highbridge and have a chat with Ilbert. Head over to Camp Drybone. Alright. Just trying to decide what the best way out of here is going to be. This is as good as any, I think. That would have been a better one. Can never remember which exits out of Drybone go in which directions. Alright, there is Ilbert. Let's have a chat. Ah, Yame, my scouts have been keeping a close eye on the black marketer, and it would seem that his guests have arrived. It would also seem that he has hired more than a few men to stand guard. Common thugs of no consequence, but they nevertheless pose a threat. Even so, I feel compelled to apologize. This is far beneath a woman of your standing, and Commander Leveilleur needn't have dispatched you hither. Now, powerful men ever have need of loyal, able-bodied friends. Having found one in you, 'tis only natural that he would come to rely upon you without hesitation. Alright. Now then, we should make for the burning wall without delay and secure those weapons. The first unit will ensure that the clients do not escape with me, Ayame. Okay. Where exactly we headed? Burning wall. Okay, that way. talk to Ilbert again. I spy the one man, but there are sure to be others. I have a plan. While you approach the sentry and create a distraction, my men and I will slip past and catch the black marketer unawares. Once you dispose of the thugs, wait for us outside the tunnel entrance. Any questions? Then let us be off. Good luck, my friend. We can dispatch a few thugs. There's one of them now. Hello. Who goes there? An adventurer? Damned fool, you should have never come here. Really? I think it is you who probably shouldn't have come here. Alright, those guys. Oh, nope, one more. Black marketer bodyguard head. Yeah, we're stuck in a fate. Okay. Alright, so now we need to figure our way back up there. Really? I'm 52. Level 42 will still aggro me? Okay. This place is always a maze. Okay, where am I going? Looks like we're going this way. Okay. Did I just do all that unnecessarily? I think I probably did. Oh well. Here's the destination. I don't understand. What's this all about? Grog. Okay. Let's investigate the disturbance. As you can see, this is a fine mess. I tried to restrain him, he drew a hidden blade and lashed out. Before I could disarm him, one of my subordinates panicked, and this is the result. How foolish of me to underestimate the bastard, and to bring an inexperienced recruit. Commander Leveilleur will be most disappointed. Damn it all, a golden opportunity wasted. As for the clients, though we know not how, they slipped past our perimeter. At present, the first is currently tracking a party of dusk-white sellswords. We suspect may be them. Would that we could have enlisted the aid of the Immortal Flames or the Brass Blades. Alas, we're here to aid them. They are in no position to aid us. Well, at the very least, we have secured the weapons, and even that accomplishment is lacking, for the information we received indicated a massive shipment, and this is anything but. Alright. So what do we do next? I will join the first in their hunt with the dusk white sellswords. If the gods are good, we will catch them before they escape into the Black Shroud. In the meantime, I ask you to deliver these weapons to Ulda in my stead. Entrust them to the third's Yuhase. He will take care of the rest. Alright, I'll grab this giant crate of weapons and head to Ulda. Let's see. Where am I headed? Hustings Strip. Closest Aetheryte shard appears to be the Weaver's Guild, so let's head over there. Now, is it downstairs or upstairs? Ah, there he is. Ah, the Warrior of Light, ever reliable friend to the Crystal Braves. You have my deepest thanks for your assistance in Karthus. Now, what brings you to us this day? I have a giant crate of weapons. A gift of weapons from a certain black marketer, courtesy of Captain Ilberd, you say? Understood. Once we've catalogued the contents, I'll have them delivered to the Hall of Flames. This cannot be everything, can it? Riol stated with confidence that there would be a far greater quantity of weapons. Blatant falsehood. Clearly, Riol is unfamiliar with the ways of Uldan merchants, whoever strive to present themselves as greater than they are. We should be thankful this information was not completely erroneous, and that we have managed to achieve anything of worth at all. It's still something worth celebrating, isn't it, Lieutenant? Besides, we've got more important things to worry about, like fighting those Garleans up north. There'll be no fighting if I have anything to say about it. Our orders are to stand watch, not seek glory in battle. If you have no further need of us, then I shall take my unit to the ceruleum processing plant. Time for the fourth to earn their keep, eh? Fight well, Alian, for the freedom of all. Excellent work as always, my friend. Rest assured that the immortal flames will hear of your contribution until we meet again. Ayame, a word, if it please ye. Not here. Look for me at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. No need for whistling this time, don't you worry. Alright, let's see. This way. There he is. Thanks for indulging me request. Few places better than a market for privacy, I find. All the hustle and the bustle of commerce means most conversations go unnoticed. I'll get to the point. At the Burning Wall, when you and the captain interrupted the exchange, what happened? Tell me everything, leave no detail out. That's not quite how the first told it. The Duskwights they were chasing, latest word is that we lost the trail. But you never saw them yourself. Not before the fighting started and not after. Something ain't right. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it in me bones. I'm not daft enough to be misled by some merchant's drunken boasts. Our information was reliable, goddamn it. I know he purchased those weapons. As if I've never deciphered a moneylender's books, or had to follow a transaction back to its source. Did plenty of that back when the Braves were getting started, believe me. The commander wanted assurances that we weren't taking Gil from the wrong sort of benefactors. Of course, these days the money flows like water, and the first and third get the shiniest new toys. Forgive me, friend. I have a lot on my mind these days, and I appreciate you for lending an ear. Right then, we'll best get back to it. Ayame, can you hear me? This is Tataru. Your presence is urgently requested at the Rising Stones. Please come and see me as soon as you are able. Alright, let's head back to the Rising Stones and see what Tataru wants. So definitely something is smelling fishy. Alright, let's see what's up with Tataru. Thank you for coming so quickly, Ayame. We have a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you. A most, determined lady, by all indications. Okay. The Rising Chorus. Our guest is with the antecedent in the solar at present. Let's not keep them waiting any longer, shall we? I'm guessing it's probably Emmerich's lieutenant. Forget her name. Ah, Lucia, yes.
We have a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you. I believe the two of you have met.
We have. I had hoped to speak with Commander Leveilleur as well, but I cannot afford to wait any longer. The Lord Commander sent me hither to request your aid in a matter of grave import.
You see now why I had Tataru summon you.
Now that we're all assembled, perhaps you would be good enough to elaborate on the nature of the matter which brought you to us.
The Observatorium's astrologians have sounded the alarm. Last night, the Dragonstar burned with an intensity not seen in 15 summers. Not since the Dravanians engaged the Empire in the Battle of Silvertear Skies.
The northern sky doth burn full bright upon the Wormlord's call. The red behemoth beckoneth, and flame consumeth all.
The old Curthan rhyme, aye. The brightening of the Dragonstar is said to accompany the roar of a great worm. The astrologians believe that it was Midgard Soma himself who cried out on this occasion.
After an absence of centuries, the King of Kings did return to lead his kind against the might of Garlemald, only to fall in his duel with the Agrius, proud flagship of the Garlean fleet. Devoid of life, his corpse remaineth entwined about the Magitech monstrosity even unto this day.
Eorzea has the right of it. Whatever this alteration in the Dragon Star portends, the Great Worm has shown no sign of life. Tataru, have the Domans reported aught out of the ordinary?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if Midgardsormr had roared, wouldn't we have heard it here in Revenant's Toll?
Roar is but a figure of speech. Dravanians can communicate in ways beyond our ken. It is for this very reason that we are forced to look for signs in the heavens. We cannot say with any confidence that a great worm roared at all, much less that it was Midgardsormr. Only by directly examining the Keeper of the Lake can we be certain. However, it will take too long to gain the Holy See's approval to dispatch the Temple Knights. Therefore, Sir Emmerich would entrust this task to you. Do you accept? We knew you would not disappoint us. Now, if you would excuse me, I must return and assist the Lord Commander. We have precious little time to prepare.
To prepare for what, pray tell?
When a great worm roars, his brethren cannot choose but answer. We prepare for battle.
Okay. Now, forgive me if I state aught which you already know, but I would ensure that you understand the nature of your destination. As Eorzea stated, what we now call the Keeper of the Lake is the record of the Agrius, former flagship of the Imperial fleet, and the corpse of the worm responsible for its destruction. 15 years ago, as the next step in his campaign to subjugate Eorzea, Gaius van Belsar attempted to seize control of Mordona. So massive was his force that all thought his victory was a foregone conclusion. But an unlikely ally came to Eorzea's aid that day. Midgardsormr, legendary guardian of Silvertear Falls, burst forth from beneath the waters of the lake and led a host of dragons against the Garlean airships overhead. In what would later become known as the Battle of Silvertear Skies, the Great Worm felled countless airships before engaging the Agrius. In the ensuing struggle, the flagship's ceruleum engines failed, and it tumbled into the lake below. Yet this victory came at great cost, for the explosion which followed claimed the life of the Great Worm as well. That same explosion transformed Silvertear Falls into the desolate wasteland it is today, draining the lake of its waters and crystallizing aether for malms around. Yet a remnant of the lake remains, and at its center a constant reminder of that fateful day long ago. In accord with Sir Emmerich's wishes, our Doman allies have been standing watch over the Keeper of the Lake. It would be wise to speak with them before investigating the wreckage yourself. Be careful, my friend. We know not what dangers await you within. Now then, let us not neglect our own tasks. There is much to be done and precious little time to do it. Alright, speak with the Doman Watch in Mordona. We'll head on out here. If you remember correctly, that particular battle was featured in the opening cutscene of the original release of Final Fantasy XIV. Alright, where... are we going? There. And you can't hardly see it because of the weather effects, but there you can see the wreckage of the Agrias entwined with the corpse of Midgard-Zormr. Took a bit of a wrong turn there. Dome and watch. You're in luck, miss. I was about to send word to Revenant's Toll about the Garleans. Of late, I have seen small airships, likely from Castrum Sentry, come and go from the Keep of the Lake. I cannot say for certain at this distance. I believe they may be salvaging something from within the wreckage. The Castrum supply lines have been cut for some time, and I'd wager they're desperately in need of spare parts and other equipment. So it's true, then. The Ishgardians honestly fear that the worm might rise again? Well, from here, that seems rather unlikely. But if it's assurances they want, you've no choice but to inspect the corpse in its entirety. Easier said than done, given the creatures which inhabit the wreckage, and the aforementioned Garleans who won't take kindly to your presence. They're sure to fire upon an airship, so I'd advise a more stealthy approach. Take this boat and a few of your comrades to the base of the Agrias, then climb to the top. That's the only viable approach, I'd say. Alright, so the Keeper of Lake is now accessible in the Duty Finder. So we will have to run that dungeon. Let me just check my time here. Alright, well, we're probably at a good spot to go ahead and end the episode here. And then when we come back, we will run the Keeper of the Lake dungeon and see what's going on over there. And then report back, assuming we survive. Alright, well, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.